Hi, I'm Chris from UK Gaming Media Network. I'm here with Rivera from Backspindle Games, and we're here to talk about Luchador, the Mexican wrestling dice.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
It's
Can you get more words in there?
well, it was funny. It initially started off as wrestling dice.
Yeah.
Then it became Mexican wrestling dice, and then we decided, no, let's put Luchador because that's what everybody knows. Luchadors. So we decided to do it that way. So.
Cool. So this is your first game of Backspindle.
Yeah. It's been really good. Yeah. It's a dice game, which is hopefully bringing to life the world of the crazy world of Mexican wrestling.
Okay.
It's a fast player. It's 2 to 4 players.
Okay.
You can play. Well, it's 2 or 4. It's 2 or 4 actually. Yeah, you can play 2 players, or you can have 2 tag teams.
Cool.
So, lots of dice. You've got 2 sets of core Mexican wrestling dice here, and there you can score hits, misses, pins, blocks, and counter blocks.
Okay.
So you basically each round rolls the dice. They get the results. The hits are canceled by blocks and counters.
Yep.
The counters can become hits as well because it's a reverse move.
Yep.
And ultimately, what happens is you end up with a certain amount of hits that you can score, and then you roll your green die, which gives you different levels of hits. You can do something very simple as a smack or a kick, and you get 1 point. You can do a chair slam for 2 points, or you can do a table slam for 3.
Nice.
So that's quite fun. It's you start off with 21 points, and you're basically working each other's points down.
Okay.
You can win by getting your opponent to go to 0.
Yep.
Or you can pin them, and we have if you get a pin result that's successful, then you roll the red die, which is a pin result, and there's different things that can happen in attempting to pin. If you're successful in the pin attempt, then your opponent has to re-roll their Mexican wrestling dice, and to see if they get save results. And we have a 3 count rule, so they have to do it 3 times.
Okay.
So you'll find people shouting 1, 2, 3, and they're trying to get their save results.
Yeah. Cool.
If they get all the same on the first attempt, if they get all the same icons of save results, then the pin is reversed. So then their opponent has to try to escape from being pinned.
Cool.
And so we have tag team rules where people can tag in and out, and that seems to be the best way to play it.
Right.
Whereas tag teams, it's really interactive. There's lots of noise, lots of shouting, lots of crying, I guess you could say.
So in tag team, is it still only 2 players involved at any one time?
Yes. It's always 2 players because you have to have the tactical element of talking to each other to decide when to tag in and tag out, because you're looking at how many points you've got.
Yeah.
And what you don't want is one player to lose a lot of points and the other player might be too late to tag in. Because you can also do special moves, you see.
Okay.
Where if you have a certain amount of hits, then if you have 2 or more hits, then you can actually sacrifice 2 of the hit dice and actually roll a special dice. And I know wrestling fans love those finishing moves, so we added that element as well.
Cool.
And you can score higher points.
That's on these cards here?
Yes, we've got these cards here. Which,
special personalities.
Yeah, we start off with the core set will have 4 different Mexican wrestlers.
Okay.
We will probably expand on that, depending on how the game goes. And there's different levels of hits. And each one we put some good flavor text to give us a description of how it all works. You have a bit of a score track. We're trying to keep the packaging quite small because the components aren't a lot. We want to have a card-based score track with a look of where you can score the pins, the dice descriptions. Trying to keep it relatively concise and small, so that if we do code a Kickstarter, we're hoping to keep the packaging good for worldwide shipping, so keep the cost down. So we want to do that.
It's always the trap, isn't it?
Well, it is, and it's definitely on our mind. We want to keep the packaging small because we want really the game to be about the dice more or less. Everything else is kind of goes along with that. We've got a player mat here. That we're thinking about how to we might make it into puzzle pieces to actually keep the packaging smaller. So it should work pretty well. And the mat's quite useful because we've added a dexterity element, so you have to roll the dice. It has to land on the mat. So as in wrestling, you can have all kinds of things going on outside the ring, but you can't really score a victory outside the ring.
Okay.
So we thought it made sense to have that element. So
that's cool.
okay.
Yes. So what we Well, Kickstarter first. So
Well,
talk about
yeah.
That. Is that happening? Or?
Well, we're still deciding right now what to do. We've taken some very useful feedback from some very well versed people in the gaming industry here, which has been really helpful. And we're still undecided whether to go for Kickstarter right away, or we might wait a little bit, do a little bit more development, because there's a few little tweaks which would be really useful to do, and then see whether we can actually go straight to distribution or not. So ideally we'd like to go straight to distribution, and if we can, it'll give us a chance to get it printed sooner. But if not, we'll definitely go Kickstarter.
So if people can get a chance to demo here at Expo,
right.
Where are you next going to be?
Okay. Well, right now, I think I'm not sure where we're going to take this next in terms of certainly locally to all of us. We have our local game groups, which will be great. We've got a Facebook page, which is Luchador Mexican Wrestling Dice, and people can join up to follow us and to track the evolution of the game in terms of where we're going. And if we go do Kickstarter, all the announcements will be on there. We have a Board Game Geek page now, so again, we'll be putting updates on that page as well. And also, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm Blighty Gamer. So it'd be really great to feel free to ask questions and make suggestions and all those kind of things. It'd be terrific.
Cool. Well, thanks, Mark.
Okay.
I've been Chris for the UK Gaming Media Network. This has been Mark Rivera, and we'll see you.